Hi and welcome to my channel. So I have a fantastic UK visa to tell you about today. And let me tell you, the best thing about this visa is that you don't need a UK employer in order for you to get this visa. It is a work visa. You don't need a COS for you to get this visa. But most importantly, you don't need to go applying for any jobs at all to enable you move to the UK with this work visa. That is what is absolutely fantastic about it. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you the eligibility criteria for this visa. How much does it cost? Who can apply? What about the age restrictions for this? And indeed, how do you ensure that your application is successful? Because this is one of those visas that there are lots of people in the UK on it, but millions of people are not aware. And if you were aware, I'm sure that you would likely find a way to move to the UK through this pathway. One of the good things about this visa also is that you can switch when you move to the UK. So if you haven't joined this family, hit the subscribe button below because you want to be the first person that is notified every single day when I drop a new video on here, because I'm all about free visa sponsorship opportunities to move to the UK or switch. If you're already here, you're looking for opportunities to study in the UK, without paying any tuition fee. So they're working, learning, studying, and earning at the same time. They're currently recruiting for nursing. I can't say this enough. These are fantastic opportunities, as well as career progression. That's what I'm really passionate about, because I started my UK journey 13 years ago as a carer in a nursing home, and I now work as an advanced nurse practitioner, which is the most senior clinical nursing job. So I talk out of experience because, it is what it is. So if you need support, by the way, with any of these processes, check the comment section below. You're going to see my contact details. It's my WhatsApp number as well as my email address, and you can contact me at your earliest convenience if you need support with any of these processes that I have spoken about. So, like I said, all UK visas are not the same. You've got people who are struggling and even taking years to be able to apply, and you've got people who are just going to walk to the UK. Well, not walking literally to the UK, but I mean taking a flight, but they're not going to go through all those struggles. Knowledge is power, information is key. So the first thing is you're going to need a passport, obviously. So drop a comment in the comment section below and say, Melvis, I have my passport ready, because that is a mandatory thing that you need if you're considering relocation. It doesn't matter the country, you need to get your passport sorted. I have seen people who message me say, Melvis, I really want to relocate. Do I need to do a passport? And I'm like, really? Of course you do. So the passport is the first thing that you need. One thing also about this particular visa is that there is an age restriction. You must be at least 19 years old to be able to apply. So if you're less than 19, you will not be eligible. So drop a comment in the comment section below and say 19 years old. Yes. If you're older, it doesn't matter whether you're 50 or you're 60 or you're 70, because I know that the age police now are going to come here and say, Melvis, I'm 42, can I move to the UK on this visa? Of course, because you're older than 19, yes, you can. But let's talk about the type of jobs that you can do in the UK on this visa, because it's very, very crucial. By the way, if you're not aware, I do have a free newsletter. I've dropped the link in the comment section below so that I send information such as this directly to your amazing inbox without you being reliant on the YouTube algorithm for such vital information that is crucial for your personal and professional development. So you want to check the comment section below, and you'll see that newsletter there. You drop your name and email and you're part of it. And like I said before, my contact details are there if you need support with any of these processes that we are talking about. But most importantly, what are the jobs that you can use to come to the UK on this particular visa? When you hear this, you're going to be like, Melvis, how come I didn't even know about this all along? But let's talk about it. So you can come to the UK as a chef, through this particular visa. You can come to the UK as a cleaner through this visa. You can come to the UK as a housekeeper through this visa. You can come to the UK as a nanny, so supporting children. And also, you can come to the UK as a private carer. So these are the 5 types of people that can come to the UK. As long as you use any of these paths, you can use this visa to come to the UK. As you can see, these 5 jobs. They don't require any particular degree. They don't require any particular type of, experience or qualifications. It's more about just having that skill. And that's a skill that any of us can have no matter the sector in which we find ourselves. And so now let's talk about the cost and the eligibility criteria and everything else. And by the way, this is the domestic worker visa. I don't know if I've even mentioned this, but this visa is a domestic worker visa. And so I'm going to tell you how much it costs. Well, the one thing that you need to have to make sure that your application is successful, because if you don't have it, it's going to be very, very difficult. Cost wise, this visa costs £637, which is a bargain when you look at how much people are spending to be able to come to the UK. So the visa fee itself is £637. I would like you to drop a comment in the comment section below and say £637, because this is how much you're going to spend on visa fees. But let me tell you one good thing as well about this visa. There is no healthcare surcharge. So the healthcare surcharge currently in the UK, it costs £1,035 per person per year. So you can imagine how much you need to spend, but this visa is exempted from paying the healthcare surcharge, so you don't need to pay. So if it's all good and perfect, what are the T's and C's that come with this visa? It's very, very important that we talk about it, because as you know, the UK government, when they give something through the right hand, they're going to take it away through the left hand. And so what you need to do as a visa applicant is that you need to find a way in between to be able to balance the equation and then decide, is this worth it for me or is it not? But let me even tell you how I came about this visa. I have an amazing lady from Nigeria. She contacted me online and she said, Melvis, I'm part of this church group. Somebody shared your video. I'm doing very well back home. I'm very comfortable with my hobby. We have a very successful real estate business. We've got 2 young children. I've never considered relocation to the UK. But after watching your video, I kind of thought, is it worth me going to the UK? And that was why she contacted me. And so we had this conversation. I could see that she wants the long-term benefits of being in the UK, but she doesn't really want to be here. And unfortunately, you got to be here to be able to get those long-term benefits. And once you've got them, for example, getting a UK passport or things like that, then you're free. So I said to her, well, you're very well financially. You've got no issues. Why don't you take 6 months and come to the UK so that you can just see the place, take it as a holiday, because you've never been to the UK anyway. I've been to the US so many times, never been to the UK. I said, take this opportunity, come here, have a look, just stay here for 3 months, 6 months. If you like it, then we can go through a permanent pathway of looking for a job and all of that. But first, just, get a visitor visa, come and experience the place. And she was like, Melvis, I'm worried about my 2 kids because they are just 1 and 3. And I said, well, they're not in school yet. You can come with them. But then the next thing was, who's going to look after the kids if I bring them to the UK? And this is where this visa came in really handy, because she was able to come with a nanny, through this visa. And she has just received her visa, this week, which is what has motivated me to share this with you, because the visa application process was so easy, so smooth. I was like, oh my goodness, these UK people, absolutely spot on. And I said, I must share this with you because I know that there are people that would definitely benefit from this opportunity. So what did they ask, for her to be able to bring a nanny? So she's going to be coming to the UK in the next few weeks, and she'll come with her 2 kids. So she's just coming to visit. She plans to be here, for maybe 3 to 6 months or so, just so she can experience the place. And because she kind of supports her hobby with the business, she can do it all while she's here. She doesn't need to physically be back home in Nigeria. But her nanny has had a visa to come with her and the kids. And I was like, this is so smashing. This is so beautiful. But they requested quite a few things. So they requested evidence that the nanny had been working with her, through at least for a period of 1 year, which means that for this particular visa, you need to make sure that, obviously, you don't need to be in the UK. You got to be out of the UK. You make sure that, you have evidence to show that whoever it is that you're coming with to the UK, or that you're coming on their behalf, whether you're coming as a cleaner, as a housekeeper, as a nanny, as a personal carer, as a cook, as a chef, whatever it is, domestic worker, you are having that evidence. Your employer also needs to write a letter, which you're going to take with your visa application, to say that they are the ones that are bringing you to the UK, and that you're going to be with them because that takes you away from all those, strict like money things that you need to show and all of that evidence. So she had that letter in there. There was also an employment contract saying she is recruiting, XYZ person, the details, date of birth, all of those details in the employment contract, as well as the terms and conditions of the employment. They were all included in the visa application as well. Obviously, the passport. And like I said, there's an age restriction, so you've got to be at least 19. But the biggest thing about this visa is that you need to show evidence that you have healthcare insurance. Remember, I said before that you're exempted from paying the healthcare surcharge, but you need to have healthcare insurance. And let me tell you, the healthcare insurance is really cheap online. I was just like, oh my God, this process is really smooth. Like, it was just smoother than any of us would have imagined. So I would like you to drop a comment in the comment section below and say healthcare insurance. It lets me know that you're following through with what I'm talking about. But most importantly, you've watched till this moment. And as I'm talking, if there's anything that you've got questions about, you want to hear more information about it, drop that in the comment section below. If you're part of my private coaching program, I think we're going to explore this visa, during our live session on Thursday, because like I say, this is my, first experience supporting, and kind of experiencing this firsthand and seeing how smooth the process was. So I think it's something that if there are people that can benefit from this, whether bringing people to support you to work in the UK, if you're somebody who is in domiciliary care, for example, or you're a healthcare worker and you need to come with somebody to support you with the kids, this is a legal visa, that you can use. So there are lots of T's and C's, but depending on your personal circumstances, it's worth you going to the UK Home Office website, obviously, and checking. Because as you know, I am not an immigration advisor. I'm just sharing sisterly advice, with you so that you're aware in case this works for you. So this is all sisterly advice, as I call it. And so this was really what she kind of needed in order to apply. Obviously, you need a passport that is valid. And one good thing also about this is that the UK visa that she's got, obviously as a nanny, because she applied that she was coming, as a nanny to look after the two kids, because like I say, the children are 1 and 3, so they're quite young, which is probably good because she can afford to stay in the UK for 3 months or 6 months because they don't really need to go to school as such. The visa is multiple entry, which means she can come to the UK and leave whenever she wants to. They gave her visa for 6 months, so that was the duration of her visa, 6 months. And it also says that she can switch that visa while she's in the UK. She can work as a domestic worker for another employer as long as she's working as a domestic worker. So there are lots of advantages, but also this visa is not going to work for everybody. I know that. I'm not sat here saying everybody should apply for this visa and come to the UK because there's no COS and this. No, you need to make sure that you understand your circumstances and that you're able to sustain yourself in the UK, because it is not eligible for public funds. And on her visa, it says there no public funds. So you cannot claim benefits, for example, when you come to the UK, because the whole point is that your employer is going to continue to pay you whatever benefits that you've been having while you've been working with them, previously. So this is why it's just amazing. So obviously, again, if you know anybody that will benefit from information such as this, just share this video with them. If you're in the UK or planning to come to the UK, you may also be able to benefit from this. Again, you can explore that in more detail to see what is in this for you. But as a candidate, you need to make sure that it's right. This is not obviously a permanent visa, like if you're coming as a carer or healthcare assistant or nurse or doctor, obviously, but it is something to consider if it is right for you. That's what I always say. So if you've enjoyed this content, by the way, I would like you to hit the like button below. It lets me know that you enjoy content like this, and obviously I should do more. Like I said, if you know anybody that can benefit from this, do share with them. This is more like just the overview of this visa, just so that you know what the expectations are and how to position yourself, because everything about the UK is positioning. The more you know how to position yourself and follow instructions, everything gets easy. But if you need to contact me, like I said, check the comment section below. You're going to see my contact details on there, and you can contact me at your earliest convenience. If you've watched the video till now, I absolutely appreciate your time. I would like you to drop a comment in the comment section below and say, Melvis, I watched till the end. So if you've got any questions and you're asking me, I know that you're one of those people that dedicated the time to be able to listen to what I'm talking about. And I really do hope that you found this helpful, and that, if it works for you, that you are successful with your application. So check this out here. Thank you.